It is so nice to see that all of you made it up to this level. My guess is that for many of you, this is the first time you have been to the ceiling of the National Shrine. You are now 150 feet above the main floor. I am delighted to see so many of you with us this morning, especially our friends in the press and in the media. Thank you for joining us. We're thrilled that you're here. We're also thrilled to have so many of the individuals who worked on this entire scaffolding process, those who designed it, those who maintain it, as well as those who will install the Trinity Dome. And so I'm delighted that a good number of our construction workers are with us today, together with our architects, our general contractor, and those responsible for designing this unique scaffolding system. Una palabra especial de bienvenida a los trabajadores de la construcción. Todos ustedes están muy familiarizados con este espacio que hoy en día se convierte en un espacio de trabajo sagrado. It is always a great pleasure to welcome Cardinal Donald Wuerl to Mary's Shrine, but especially so today, as His Eminence has taken a magnificent leadership role in bringing to fruition the work of this Trinity Dome. As you know, Cardinal Wuerl is the Archbishop of Washington, but he also serves as the chairman of the National Shrine Board of Trustees. It is also good to have a number of our shrine employees with us this morning. These are the individuals who, in the midst of the construction since January, have had to ensure that the shrine is maintained, is kept clean, and our services went on uninterrupted. And that was the most important consideration we undertook when we began speaking about working on this Trinity Dome several years ago. Because we are a church, as well as a pilgrimage destination and a center for Marian devotion, we could not lose the use of the upper church. And therefore, the scaffolding system had to be designed in such a way to accommodate our services. Thanks to our architects and the scaffolding consultants, we have the structure that you are basically now sitting on, and that you saw as you made your way up to this level. This was all accomplished with us only losing the use of the upper church for one Sunday this past July. Today also marks the official kickoff for our fundraising efforts to pay for this Trinity Dome. For the past year, Cardinal Wuerl and I have been in the silent fundraising stage, which continues to come along. But now that the scaffolding is in place and the mosaics are being fabricated, we need to move full steam ahead, as they say, to ensure that we can pay our bills when they come due. In support of this project, the bishops of the United States have approved a one-time second collection which will take place in parishes across the country on Mother's Day weekend next year. This National Shrine has been a century in the making and exists today because of the generosity of American Catholics, the prayers they have offered for the success of this great Marian shrine, and the dedicated work of artisans and the laborers who built this national shrine. It is also the American Catholic faithful whose generosity continues to this very day, enabling us to fulfill our ministry as a house of worship and a Marian sanctuary. The last time a national collection was taken was in 1953, as this great upper church was being built. And now, 63 years later, we are appealing to the generosity of American Catholics to help bring to completion the construction of this upper church, which was begun in 1955. I often tell our guests that this national shrine is their parish away from home, and that when they come to Mary's Shrine, they are coming to their own house. As the largest Roman Catholic church in the United States, we are and have perhaps the most diverse congregation in the country, as we welcome guests from every nationality and walk of life who themselves are truly a mosaic which reflects not only the face of the United States, but the face of the world and the face of the entire church. And so now we are asking our friends that in addition to supporting their parish church at home, they also support Mary's Shrine, their parish church in Washington, D.C. The Trinity Dome, which will fill this space above your head, will feature right here the Most Holy Trinity. At the south end, the Blessed Virgin Mary under her title, the Immaculate Conception, and then around both sides, there will be a procession of saints, including the 13 saints of the United States. And the four corners that you saw as you came up the scaffolding and the elevator, the corners which we call the pendentives, will depict the four evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And you see behind Cardinal Wuerl a depiction of how this mosaic will look when it is completed. The drum, or the ring around the bottom of the dome, which you really can't see right now, it's right below the windows you saw when you walked up the steps, will contain the words of the Nicene Creed, which we pray at Mass. A section of the Creed you saw as you came up the elevator, which was blessed by Pope Francis during his visit to the National Shrine for the canonization of St. Junipero last September 23rd. If all goes according to schedule, and it has thus far, we hope to begin installing the mosaic in January of 2017, just a few short months from now. And if all goes according to schedule, and we pray that it does, the mosaic should be visible by next Christmas. So we ask you to please pray for the success of this project, as well as the safety of all of our workers. That's extremely important. Now it is my privilege to introduce to you and ask you to welcome the Archbishop of Washington and Chairman of the National Shrine Board of Trustees, Cardinal Donald Wuerl.
Monsignor, thank you very much. If we were to have a hymn to open this entire celebration, I think it would be "Nearer, My God, to Thee." This is about as close as we're going to get physically to that experience, and how wonderful it is that this shrine will be finally completed. 100 years in the making, although in the life of the church, that's a short period of time. However, watching this work unfold says to all of us how important a building like this is, what it means to people who come here. Around the rim of the shrine dome will be this march of saints, and those saints represent those lands and traditions and heritages and ethnic backgrounds of the people who come here. And we often speak of this being a church that is itself a mosaic. I get the privilege of standing at the altar or in the pulpit and look out over the congregation. And what you see, and I said this to both Pope Benedict when he came in 2008, and then to Pope Francis when he came just last year. I said, what you will see when you look out is the face of America. You'll see the face of America. There are so many rich and wonderful traditions, so many backgrounds and heritages that are a part of our nation and our church. And in this mosaic, that will be permanently, perpetually modeled for everyone to see well into the future, for generations to come, centuries to come, who we are and what makes our country and what makes this church and what makes this building so unique. I'm going to, at this point, simply, because I want to save something for the remarks following the reading, After all, you don't want to hear this twice. But I do want to thank all of you for being here. And I want to thank, in a very special way, all of those responsible for what you're seeing underway. I'm not going to repeat everything that Monsignor said, but to all of those who are responsible for the planning of this and for the execution of the plans and for the workers who have put all of this in place and for what will be this extraordinary venture that will result in the completion of this dome in a manner that will simply be a wonder to behold and a gift to not just the Church in America, but to our entire country. To all of you, thank you. Thank you for your part in all of this. Thank you for realizing this. And now let us proceed to the actual blessing.